Hello, I'm midierror, and this is part 2 of my tutorial on how to get started using Renoise. I've just realised that break is spelt wrong in my session. That's not allowed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some weird sort of modulation effects. You remember that last time we had this beat and bass line. So just to go over it again, we have C4, 0, 0. 0, 0 represents the instrument number, and C4 is the MIDI note number. So this is the break playing back, this is the bass playing back, and this is the kick playing back. You'll notice this off, that's a note off message, which was automatically put in when I recorded this live in the last video. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick drink. Lovely stuff. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a sort of a wacky, risey vocal in there. Let's go to vocals. Just going to check it's recording again. Good. Okay. Right, I'm gonna... So this is the vocal here. You remember that it's pitched across the keyboard. So what we can do is we can snap our selection to any division of notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute some of the parts in this vocal because I only want a couple of them to come through. So I'm just going to destructively edit this. Let's take out that. Right, and now we're going to have a look at loop points. So let's make a loop point. We're going to put a forward loop point in. You'll see now it's drawn an E and an S. So that's the start of the loop, and that's the end of the loop. Now if I hold down the button, that's good. Right, so here's a weird thing that Renoise does here. So this doesn't automatically select loop everything to the perfect tempo. So like we did with this other break here, we use this section down here to set the timing to be the same as the track, which is 155 beats per minute. So we're going to get that, and we're going to do the same. So now when we snap it to the grid, you'll see that it's actually perfectly in the right place. Good. Let's just take this one actually. We're going to take that. And in actual fact, I'm just going to select it and then I'm going to crop like you would do in a drawing program. And we're going to use this. And I'm going to try and find a way to pitch this to match the track first of all. So let's play back. Okay, I'm happy with how that sounds. Sort of doing a weird triplety thing, but we want to use this as an effect. We don't like mess around with this. I'm actually going to shorten the loop point, so let's just take it to 30 seconds. We could even go higher, couldn't we? Let's go right to the end. Good, and let's look at this modulation section. So this is per sample, so this is for audio sample. This is not for MIDI or for VST instruments. This is just for samples. And you can see you've got the volume, panning, pitch, cutoff, resonance and drive here. And you've got loads of little modulation tools that you're going to use, and you can load them up and it creates a huge chain. You've got all kinds of different things. We're not going to use anything too high-tech now. We're just going to simply use an envelope. That's quite nice. It's a little step sequencer. We are just going to use an envelope, and we're going to put an envelope on the pitch. So at the moment That's what our vocal's doing. Let's put an envelope in there. And the first thing to do is set how long this envelope lasts for. So if you click the clock, it'll sync it. So it's now going to last for 32 beats. So you can see when I press it, that's going to be 32 beats, which matches the BPM. Good. Right, let's take out those initial things. So we want to start off on 0. And then let's go there and then pitch it up. And again, like with the other things, you've got a choice between curve, linear, points. We're going to put it on linear. Let's play back. Right down now, and you've got the pitch range at the top here, and this is flipping amazing. You've got a 96 semitone pitch range. Let's just try it for the hell of it. Gets quite audio rate, and what's even more fun is to watch the waveform and see that happening. Look at that, that's cool, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna stick it into this pattern. Now this pattern is only 32 steps long. So what I'm gonna do, you can just drag this column here and name it. So I'm just, for the sake of this, gonna call this chorus. It's not a chorus, but I'm gonna call it that. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's now 4 of those choruses, which are all this 32 step pattern. And I'm going to click there, hold down shift, and I've selected those 4 patterns together. Then right click and I go to organize and join, and it sticks them all together. You'll now see the pattern is 128 steps, and we've now got way more space to be doing weird modulations like that. So let's get that rolling. And we can also put the scrolling thing on so you can see it go down. Good, so let's put in our vocal and see what that sounds like. So we're playing this F key. And you'll notice that that's nearly 64 steps if you go into... Yes, it is. So it ends halfway along 32 beats. So it ends there. Maybe 96 is a bit silly, so let's just put it on 48. Okay, right, that's quite fun, isn't it? Let's put that in, and we'll put in 2 of those. Now that envelope, the timing of that envelope will not change depending on the note value. It's always going to last as long as this pitch envelope says here, so we can trigger it a bit higher. The pitch will be higher, but the envelope is still going to be 32 beats long. Okay, another great feature of Renoise is in this effect box here. So this is an effects chain per sample. This is not an effects chain for track 1 or track 2 or track 3 or track 4. This effects chain only applies to this instrument, which at the moment is an audio sample. So we go into the sampler, click create effects chain, and we're going to put on it a bloody reverb. So let's select Cathedral. So we want less gain on the low and a low cut. So wherever I put this sample, whatever track, it will always play with that reverb because it has its own specific effects chain for just that sample. Really useful feature, really cool. It's something that sets Renoise apart for a number of reasons. But let's look how you do it conventionally in Renoise. Let's say we wanted to stick a reverb on a few different things. We've got this send channel here. Let's open up MP Reverb again. Now I wouldn't really recommend relying on the Renoise, the built-in Renoise effects, but there are plenty of free ones that are really good which you can use. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use them. So we've got MP Reverb. So remember that that modulation could be on a number of things, and you can also have many different combinations of modulation types for volume, panning, pitch, cut off, drive, resonance, and all that stuff. So there's loads of stuff you can do with that. What I've done there is a very simple example of really just putting a random effect on a vocal to see what it's going to do. But we're going to send a few things to this reverb here, aren't we? So we look down on the left hand side, which is for our effects, and we go to send. So wherever we put this box, it's going to send to S01. It's going to send to S01. So we're going to send the break to S01. Hopefully you can hear that. So I've just changed that reverb to be maximum wet, zero dry signal, which is what you want for a send. But I need to change here and keep the source. So I'm keeping the audio from this channel as well as sending it to the send. And then adjusting the amount to get it sounding good. And you can copy that onto another channel. Do the same for the kick if you want to make that sort of thing. We're not going to have it on the kick, but that's just to show you how to do it. Just going to take a bit of the edge off that reverb anyway. Good, okay, so that's how you set up a send. Let's put a bloody VST instrument in, shall we? So at the moment these are all sounds sampled, they're all loops or one hits. If you look at the waveform, there's our break, there's our bass, there's the kick, and there's the weird vocal sample. We don't need that bit in there, do we? Okay, so we're going to use a VST plugin. So we're going to click this plugin menu. And on the top left, you've got your choice of plugins. We're going to pick the Charlatan, which is a really analog sounding synth. Let's just change that to square wave. Oh no, let's change it to try. So I'm just going to try and knock something up using this VST plugin. It's working the same way. You can see I'm pressing the computer keyboard there and sticking in some notes. Let's press play. I'm just going to stick that in just for the the hell of it being a quick thing to play, so I'm gonna play this in live like I did before, which is just putting it in edit mode or record mode by pressing escape and then pressing play. And if it's in scroll mode, like it's in now, you can just play in. And you'll notice that we didn't have it quantized like we did last time, so the blue column there represents the delay on the signal. So I'm just going to select all of those. I'm going to quantize it to 1 and then quantize selection, and let's see if that doesn't totally fuck it up. Couple of late ones. Let's just okay, we'll just close that. We've got the metronome turned on at the moment so I can hear it. Okay, I'm going to show you a really good feature of Renoise, which is a really cool command. So this part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so not that part. This part seems to be okay, seems to be in time. So I'm just selecting that, pressing Control Copy, Control C. Now I click up here and I press Control P, and it pastes that information continuously all the way down. So paste continuous is a really, really, really good feature. For example, let's paste continuously the note off. So I've just selected that one block, press Control C, Control P, and it's all the way down. It's really useful quickly putting the same information in. Okay, so let's put a bit of a send on that. So we'll call this Charles, and we'll just copy that send across. Off the metronome, stick the kick back in. There's the Vox. Weird Vox actually. So that's quite nice, and that's how you would do it with a VST instrument. Now, if you wanted to automate the VST instrument, that's a slightly different way of working. You need to get a particular device that's in this chain here to be able to do that, and that's instrument automation here. Now, when you put it on the channel, it'll automatically recognize what it's going to be connected with. So here it's instrument number 9. And we go down here, and you can keep opening up this folder here, this little panel, and you can see eventually you get to where you want to be. You get to the filter cutoffs and all that sort of stuff. So let's watch that play back. Okay, let's just make the filter cutoff do its thing. Okay, now let's go to Q as well. We'll take the resonance up. And then, like with most DAWs, you've got the option to view only the ones you've automated. So this is your automation lane here. You'll notice if I change the pattern, it disappears. So this automation is connected to the patterns here. Now, one other thing to mention is that you could put the automation in this column here, the effects column. But I'd never do that. I always automate it like so. Let's just have a look on my sheet of other things to talk about. covered everything on my sheet here, and this is like 40 minutes of shit. I'm gonna make that the vocal effect is cool, but I don't like it when it goes back up again. So let's just make it go. If we take that out and we put a linear line on. Good. I think we're nearly done. I think you've pretty much got the basics here. Let's just put let's just put one of these lovely claps. Let's just put one of them on the 1. We'll make a new track by right-clicking Insert Track. And we're going to copy that over again. So let's just... You know what? I'm going to make a new send track. So all you do to make a new send, now this is quite weird, you click in the send track and put insert track. If you do that anywhere else, it just makes a new track. Really odd. So you have to be clicking in there, add a track from the send track, and you can put it in there. Unfortunately, I don't have any VST effect installed here, so I can't really show you, but if you wanted to search for some, you click in this box and they're all down here. I don't have any. Oh, I've got Volcano by FabFilter. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. I forgot I had that. This is a fucking amazing plugin. Right, okay. Oh god. Let's just go to one of the weird ones I've made. What are we going to do now? Okay, let's send that to... Okay, well, I'll slow down. Right, I'm duplicating this send. And then I'm setting it to send to S02, which is the second send channel. And so now it's going to... So now, if we play back, that's going to FabFilter. Can't really hear what it's doing. There we go, that's good. So we've got a bit of a filter. Got a bit of a filter effect going on there. I am listening on one headphone, so it's a bit more difficult for me to hear. Let's just put another one on there. The reason I wanted to create that send was to have like a big sort of splashy clap sound. So let's just open that up again, and we're going to send that to send number 2. Send number 3, 2. Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? So we're going to put that 1. What's that there? So this is C4 0A. Okay, we want C3. That's just going to add like, yeah, it's just like a hit, just to sort of accentuate Good, and that is part 2 of how to make a track in Renoise. Very simple. We've just used a VST instrument to create a track. We've put automation in. We've made a track with its own effects chain, which is fucking amazing. And we've started to build up the track with like hits and mucked about with sends. Okay, that was part number 2. I think that was a pretty conclusive going over of Renoise. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you appreciate it. I hope it made sense to you. I am midierror, and this was a Renoise tutorial part 2. Thanks for watching.